welcome to Weapon Ecology. Today we are talking about a very special weapon. I think most of you know it. I found a real type of these weapons the other day, and it's a little strange. I saw it, I looked at it, I tried to pick it up, and it is extremely heavy.
And long.
Yes, it is, you probably guessed it by now, the Bastard's Sword. We are using a wood pole connected with duct tape to represent the blade, and the wooden part to represent the handle. It was called the four-handed sword as well, because the handle could hold 4 hands.
Silly bastard sword.
I'm not entirely sure, I couldn't find where the name came from, but I do know that this was originally made to be a cavalry weapon. When the horses were coming, you know how you usually have the spearmen up front with their spears. Well, the bastard sword was right behind the spearmen. You had the rows of spearmen, then you had the bastard swordmen. They stood like this until the horses came. When the horses came by, pull it to the side, and just come across the horse.
Die, horse.
The bastard sword was had strong enough metal that it could cut clean through a horse and still keep going. It cut through 5 men at a time with just one slice. The thing was, it was so heavy. The only way you could fight with it in real combat was either hold the top part and the bottom part of the sword and fight like this.
I wonder if it could...
Or you would fight, and this is actually very common, holding the blade. You actually held the blade when you fought with this thing. Blocking, stabbing, and even every part, unlike most swords, every part of the sword was a weapon, even the hilt. They'd pull it back like this, and they'd use the handguard, which is not on this, but they would use the handguard as a pickaxe to kill someone. They swing it by, and pickaxe just gets stuck right in your opponent. It was a fairly deadly weapon. It struck fear into most people who saw a man carrying a bastard sword. But the problems were pulling it out in battle, as you can probably tell. First off, the sword almost drags to the ground. Also, pulling it out, as you can see, I have to really stretch my arm out, and I also have to move my hand a bit to allow it to actually come out of sheath. I don't have a sheath, so I'm just pretending. But it was extremely hard to pull out of the sheath. So either people carried it on their backs, which could be quickly dislodged, or they used, if you ever seen a scimitar, excuse me. The sheaths, you pull it out. They're strapped in, you just pull it out. Same thing with the bastard sword. You just pull it out, just like that. Comes straight out of the sheath. You wouldn't have to worry about pulling it out. But that came into effect later.
Quick question. How many men do you think it could slice through?
I think I told you it could slice through 5, 6 men in a single slash. You could do 7 or 8 if you had the right amount of strength.
But what if the men had, like, their swords like this? Do you think it could go through?
It would go through swords. If you had a sword and you were trying to block a bastard sword...
Screw that.
If a guy had enough strength, he would just go straight... My bad. He would go straight through the sword. And that was actually fairly common with people who tried to block the bastard sword. Their swords would either break. Or when they had shields, it would go right through the shield.
Screw that.
So this became a very common weapon that was starting to be used. It eventually turned from either this or the 1.5 sword.
I do not want to. I don't want to go up against a bastard.
Kyle, get over here! No, I'm joking. He doesn't have to fight me. Or do you?
Oh, screw that.
Exactly. He runs back inside. And he locks the door. So, if you know the Templars, I'm sorry, yes, I actually like the Templars a lot. The Templars and
We're
the Crusaders.
freaking beast.
Yeah, the Templars and the Crusaders and all them. That was the time when new medieval weapons were coming around. The Templars were trained in just about every weapon. Now, the 2 weapons they liked the most, or the 3 weapons I should say they liked the most, the bastard sword, 1.5 sword, and the crossbow. Those are the three favoritized weapons.
Nice word. Favoritized.
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 I'm not sure if I have anything else to say about this extraordinary weapon.
How about we put it to the test?
Okay. Oh, why don't I show you some
Let's
fighting?
see. Okay.
Yeah, some fighting styles that you would use with this thing.
I'm gonna push it at you, just like a horseman, and you would show me how you would slice it. All right. It would be riding to your side, trying to slash you from the side. So I'd be going about like there. So when
just pull your sword to the side, and all you really had to do is just start momentum. The horse and its speed did the rest. Just move your sword slightly, and the horse goes straight into it, straight across. The only time you never hold a sword while you're fighting is when you're fighting a horse, because that momentum of the horse is going to go straight through your hand, up your arm, into your shoulder.
Ouch.
And I don't think your hand's going to be like, top of your hand's down here, the bottom of your hand's up here. It's going to look weird.
That'd be sweet. Dude, you could give like 2 high fives in a row, and you'd be like, ugh.
You have one hand up here, one hand flopping down back here, and you're like, high five, guys! No, not five.
Okay! Oh, crap. Wait, you got a bastard.
Yeah. I don't think you want to go. Yeah, personally, if I ever got into a sword fight, I do, you probably know, and either if you don't know, you've probably guessed that I do a lot of sword fighting.
I would take a bow. Bows are my favorite weapon ever. Like, it's
You wouldn't use that in a sword fight.
I know. I would take the hilt and I'd be like, whack, 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 die, whack, huh. I'd take it and I'd just be like, oh, I keep beating the guy down with the wooden part. And then if I wanted to, I could probably take the string and be like this. It'd probably cut the guy's head off. I could just be like this, whap, and it would like hit him in the back of the head. Or I could take an arrow and just keep stabbing the guy. I'm thinking of many ways to kill people. I'm scared of myself. What?
But if I ever did get into a sword fight and the other guy had a bastard, the sword I would choose was, I'd probably use either a short sword or I'd use a 1.5 sword. Mostly because I wouldn't use another bastard sword up against them. One, because bastard sword fights, if you've ever seen one, they're fairly slow. The entire fight's just whack, whack, whack. It's very slow and it's common, or not common, but it's boring when you watch them. So I'd probably take a short sword and just do quick movements as you've seen me do on Kevin several times before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, we would probably take you seriously if you wear these glasses. Because wearing glasses is awesome, especially when you drop them like that, you know?
I just, nope. Not even gonna care. But, yeah. The weapon, where was I? I totally lost
you were...
Oh, yes, I was talking about sword fights. Or I would take the 1.5 sword because that's more agile. And the short sword, I would just dodge, quick step to the throat, he's down.
Oh,
and that's all we have
1.5 sword? You mean like... you mean like the 1.5 sword like this?
Yes, this. You'd probably be surprised. Why would I take this against this? Well, one...
It's more quick.
Yes, I can dodge around, kick, or slice, kick.
But you couldn't dodge if he... Well, you couldn't dodge if he went from an angle, or like, you know...
Actually, you'd be surprised how much easier it is to dodge when the guy comes from an angle. He comes from an angle, you just dodge under, or you just
depending on the quickness and strength of the guy. If you have a lot of strength, you could probably swing that thing around like it is a 1.5 sword.
Well, if he does have a lot of strength, then he would probably go like this, come up, slash back down. But it all depends on his skill level and